Yo, what's up? This your boy E to the LBBNZ in the building, and you are locked right here to Car Care, the only automobile show in GH. EL says so. It's crazy, Charlie.
Welcome back. Street Vibes, democracy, the entertaining part of the show. Street Vibes, listen to what the people have to say. Do they have an idea about what I'm talking about? Let's listen to them.
We have this oil and petrol, but we have other oil. What I think people don't know it. There is quality oil. The oil name is virgin oil.
I know 2 engine oil. I know diesel engine oil and petrol engine oil.
This is a petrol engine, so we use Guao, the drum one.
Actually, there are several types of engine oil, but for me, I think I prefer Total. That is the one I use for my car. I think it's more preferable.
We have about 5 or 6 types of the engine oil we have. We have drum. We have one in drum and one in gallons. But I prefer the one in gallon.
Welcome back from that break. You now know the reason why I call it democracy. I don't share more. So now we're going to talk to the experts. I always tell you, after listening to you, I want the best for you. So we give you the educational side of it, mastery. That was entertainment. Now we're going to educate you. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Pick your pen and paper because you might need it. Let's go.
We'll talk about transmission oil. Transmission oil also has a synthetic oil and non-synthetic oil, but I'll prefer to deal with get the synthetic oil since it is what most commonly found. There are transmission oil from, let's say, for every electronic transmission, you need a synthetic transmission oil. You only need a synthetic oil if the transmission is not electronic control. As long as the transmission is electronic control, from 4 speed to, let's say, 8 speed, you have no choice but to use a synthetic oil. Transmission color changes as you drive the car. Now, if the oil you put in the transmission is red, during peak time, when the transmission reaches its optimum performance, the color changes to yellow. You won't see it with your eyes, but this is what happens in the transmission. There are different types of transmission oil. Now, the pink oil, the red was changed into pink, and the pink has been changed into white. What they do is that they just change the dial. So if you are using a pink synthetic and now it's white, don't say that the pink is no good. Or what they've done is they have changed the dye. Instead of using red dye or pink dye, they use a white dye or a yellow dye. Now, most important thing about transmission oil is only 2. Now, when a car is parked for a very long time, the texture of the oil changes. Now, during very cold conditions, you can see that there's this kind of haze, cloud around the oil. Now, at this condition, this condition is called cloud condition of the oil. What happens is that the oil begins to precipitate. You understand? The oil begins to precipitate. That is, the oil falls out of solution. Then the haze comes around it. That's the first step. Now, the second step, that after that, it begins to solidify. And then it goes into a second term called the pour point. At this point, cavitation takes place. When you start the car during this pour point, what you have is a catastrophic failure of the transmission, because instead of the pumping oil, it will pick up air. It will cavitate, and once there's no rise of oil and the car is started, it leads to a catastrophic failure of transmission. It brings the transmission life to a total end. These are the 2 important where you need the right oil. Now, Transmission oils are varied with different viscosity indexes. Now, some manufacturers have specialized their own transmission oil, something like a ZF 6-speed and 8-speed. You can't use any other oil apart from what the ZF has designed for that oil. But on the whole, a 5-speed transmission oil can use a standard synthetic oil without making any reference to any special oil. That I know for sure. The most important is what I've already mentioned, is the cloud points and the pore points and the precipitation and the cavitation of the oil. These are the most important aspects. Now, with the bad oil, you are likely to have, there are other malfunctioning. You can get shudder, you can get jadder, you can even get clunking. You can have erratic shift. All this can come from a bad oil. In some instances, the car will not even move. And the worst of all, it can generate heat. It generates more heat because it's not able to calm down. It's not able to withstand the heat. It's not able to prevent oxidation. It's not able to prevent sludge. And don't forget, I've always said that 75% of transmission problem is caused by dirt. So with the bad oil, you are allowing the debris to flow through the oil orifices, and that can block the transmission, and that can cause you a very serious amount of fault. So in terms of transmission, the right oil, don't even think of buying a non-synthetic oil. Transmission oil is very expensive, far more expensive as compared to engine, and that's why you don't change it till after 3-4 years, after maybe 40,000 or 50,000 miles. So make sure you use the right transmission oil so that your transmission can last for a very, very long time. You cannot physically check the texture or quality of a transmission or engine oil by mere touching it. No. That's why it is the producer must be very sincere and paste the actual information of the oil on the can or the gallon. So you have to use that as your guide.